Hi, I'm here. Have you ever heard of mental health? How important it is? What are its benefits? What does it mean? Why should we care about it? On this video, we're going to discuss all of those things. So let's get started. So when we talk about mental health, we're talking about our brains and how well our brains are doing. You know, just like when you go to the doctor and they check your heart and your lungs and your kidneys and things like that to see if your body is healthy, we can do the same thing with our brain. We can check our brain to see how healthy our brain is doing. So there are many things that can affect our mental health, just like there are many things that can affect our physical health. Things like stress, trauma, abuse, neglect, loss of a loved one, major changes in our life. These are all things that can affect our mental health. Mental health is important because it affects everything we do, everything we think, everything we feel, and everything we do. And so when we have good mental health, we're better able to cope with the challenges that life throws at us. We're able to think more clearly, we're able to make better decisions, we're able to have better relationships with other people. When we have good mental health, we're also more likely to take care of ourselves, both physically and mentally. We eat better, we sleep better, and we exercise more. All of these things help us to have good mental health. On the other hand, when we have poor mental health, it can really affect our lives in a negative way. We may become withdrawn and isolate ourselves from others. We may lose interest in the things we used to enjoy. We may find it difficult to concentrate or make decisions. Poor mental health can also lead to physical problems such as headaches, stomach aches, and other ailments. So now that you know what mental health is and why it's important, let's talk about how to improve our mental health. One of the best things we can do is to build a strong support system. This means having friends and family members who we can rely on for emotional support. It also means being involved in our communities and having a sense of belonging. We also need to take care of our physical health. This means eating a healthy diet, getting regular exercise, and avoiding harmful substances. When we take care of our bodies, we're also taking care of our minds. It's also important to find healthy ways to cope with stress. This could include things like yoga, meditation, or spending time in nature. It's also important to learn how to manage our emotions effectively. This means being able to express our feelings in a healthy way and also being able to control our impulses. One of the most important things we can do to improve our mental health is to learn how to think positively. This doesn't mean ignoring the negative things in our lives or pretending that everything is perfect. It means focusing on the good things in our lives and looking for the positive in every situation. When we think positively, we're more likely to feel happy and fulfilled. Another thing we can do to improve our mental health is to set realistic expectations for ourselves. This means setting goals that are challenging but also achievable. When we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for failure. And when we fail, it can really damage our mental health. Finally, we need to be patient with ourselves. Improving our mental health takes time and effort. There is no quick fix. But when we stick with it, we will eventually see results. In conclusion, mental health is just as important as physical health. When we have good mental health, we're able to think more clearly, make better decisions, and have better relationships. When we have poor mental health, it can really affect our lives in a negative way. The good news is that there are things we can do to improve our mental health. By following the tips in this video, we can all work towards having better mental health. Thank you for watching.